Hey, this is Zero at ReviewZoneHD. I'm continuing race week with some NASCAR 2011. I'm showing you guys some Daytona 500 gameplay on veteran difficulty. This is actually going to be my very first race ever on this game. I got spun out, I kept playing, I got spun out again. I restarted, same end result, I got spun out from someone behind me. So I pretty much learned you can't let someone get on your rear bumper corner because the computer actually plays pretty aggressively on here, even if you don't bump that specific car. So I did learn quite a bit about the gameplay tonight. Now, the last time I played a game that actually had me sitting literally on the edge of my seat, actually sitting up playing, my hands start clamming up, I start to get a little bit nervous. It's been a pretty long time. It's been a few years actually. I think the last time that's happened was during some SOCOM confrontation, clan wars, game battles, all that good stuff. This game tonight actually stressed me out, but it was in a good way. Basically, when you get into this game, you really have to be perfect on here. You really do if you're playing on veteran difficulty, and it actually was very challenging to not make any mistakes on here. I remember a good friend of mine that I've been gaming with for 8 or 9 years. I met him on SOCOM 2. We played Final Fantasy Online together for a few years, but I mostly know him from the SOCOM games, and if you watch any of my Mag Sniper montages on my other channel, he's in my squad in just about every one of those videos. His name is Dog with some dashes in his name. He actually picked this game up last year just completely out of the blue, and this guy never buys games, I mean ever, and he also doesn't play any other PlayStation games other than Mag. In fact, right now I think he's playing some MMO on the PC. He doesn't even play his PlayStation anymore. But he kept telling me this game was decent, and then I'd go watch a video of its online play. I'd see all this craziness going on, like cars floating around the track and just all sorts of other nonsense. It's really bad lag and stuff. So I honestly thought this game was just going to be a bunch of trash. I figured I was going to stick it into my PS3 and my PlayStation was just going to hurl the disc back at me. That's how bad I thought this game was going to be. I also had one of my subscribers the other day tell me that they would just give me their copy of this game because they didn't even want it, because they really disliked the gameplay. Now, needless to say, my expectations for this title were beyond low. I would have been happy if I just put the game in, cut it on, and got through some menus. I mean, that's how low my expectations were. Now, I'm going to emphasize I haven't played this game online yet. I just spent an hour and a half playing the single-player career mode. The online may be a broken, busted, unplayable mess. I really don't know yet. I haven't played a NASCAR game in several years since one of the original Xbox games that I really enjoyed it. I can't even remember what year or name of the game it was, but I do like NASCAR. I'm not an avid fan. I watch a few races a year, but I don't really keep up with all that stuff. The reason why I'm telling you guys all this rigmarole around the bush, beating around the bush, I absolutely love this game. I love everything about the single player. I don't understand why everyone is hating on this one. I even went and read the IGN review to figure out why they gave this game a 6, and they were really focusing hard on the broken online multiplayer. They had a couple small gripes with some other things, some of which I'm not really sure I agree with. I also had somebody on my PlayStation friend list send me a message and said they didn't really like this game either. I'm not seeing anything wrong with this title. The graphics are phenomenal. There's so much customization options that you can do. The actual difficulty options, like the driving assistance, all that stuff is really, really deep in depth on here. The core gameplay mechanics and how your car handles on the track is just spot on perfect, and I haven't even done any tuning to the cars yet. I've raced on 3 different tracks tonight. I did a couple smaller tracks that actually involved some braking and sharper cornering, and it just felt really good with the way the cars handle. The only complaint or strange thing that I saw on here tonight was in one of the next races that I did, I was going into the final lap of the race. My tires were bright red, so I'm sure I was close to losing a tire, but I was in first place going into the last lap, so I wasn't about to pit. Well, all the computer cars pitted except for one, and it couldn't have been because they were low on gas, because I didn't pit the entire race. So that was some definitely odd, unrealistic computer AI. I mean, you're not going to pit going into the last lap. I mean, if your tires are bad, they're bad. But I'll tell you, when you get into the middle of all the cars and you got one in front, behind, and next to you, and you're pinned next to a wall, it's pretty stressful just trying to keep your car in that perfect position, because any slight slip up, the game will punish you. And really, when winning or losing comes down to your own mistakes and not just cheap gameplay mechanics, that's pretty good stuff in my opinion. I really didn't want to do a first impressions because I'm going to do a review of this game sometime in the next few days once I actually get some time to play it. But I would like some feedback from you guys that actually have owned this game or played this game, and I'd like to find out why you guys don't like it or didn't like it. Now I'm going to let the rest of this roll with the in-game sound. I'd highly recommend watching the finale of this race. I'm not going to spoil it and let you know what happens, but it was pretty epic. It caught me off guard. Stay tuned for that. Zero at ReviewZoneHD. Thanks for stopping by.
You're all clear. Check your inside. Yeah, I saw that. Check your outside. Clear, clear. We're just